Alright, this is my historic list. We're playing off an old favorite of mine. The favorite card that we're playing off of is Nightpack Ambusher. But we'll go over the list. This is a Golgari list. I've had pretty good success with this. I took it all the way up to Platinum, almost Diamond. It's just, I would have to like try really hard. So, and that's why I don't really bother. We got 4 times Thought Seeds, cherry picks, or cherry picks discards, and you lose 2 life. Haywire Might. When it perishes, you gain 3 life. You can sacrifice the exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. This card's excellent in Historic because we have a lot of Hammer Time lists coming around, which is Colossus Hammer. You would have seen it in my Power 1. Shielder's Edict. You choose 1. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token, and each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker. Terra Thunder, this is a 4-of, you can kick it, exile target artifact or enchantment. If it's kicked, you exile target non-life permanent instead. Go blank, they discard 2 cards and then exile their graveyard. Murderous Rider, pop target creature or planeswalker, they lose 2 life. Lifelink, when it perishes, put it in the bottom of this library. Ritual Select, pass all creatures with mana value 3 or less. I think Ritual Select is just a really good cornerstone card in Historic, honestly, still to this day. The End, this card's awesome. Costs 2 less to cast if your life total is 5 or less. You exile target creature or planeswalker, and you can dig through their hand and library and graveyard and exile all subsequent copies of it with the exact same name. So it's like an unmoored ego effect if you remember that card, except it removes something from the board. So it's really good against like a lot of lists that run like 4-ofs of stuff. I've been waiting for this card for a very long time. The End is definitely, I think, a staple 4-of. And like, just like if you're gonna spend rare wild cards, I think you won't be disappointed in The End. It's a really, really good card. So. And we're kind of going over it. Yeah, it's good. It's that good. I've crafted 4 of it, and I haven't been disappointed with it ever. And even its spell costs 2 less to cast, where you have 5 or less life. That can really save you sometimes. I've had that save me, like, a lot. We're playing best of 1, by the way. This is best of 1, so if you see any things you could augment, or you did like to switch it over to best of 3, then by all means, you could do that. So, going over the End card still. I mean, I really like this card. I've been waiting for this card for like 2 years. Fade from History. Each player who controls an artifact or an enchantment creates a 2/2 bear, and then you pop all artifacts and enchantments. We play this because the enchantment list exists. And if you don't play a board wipe from, you will lose. Nightpack Ambusher is the key card of the deck, has Flash. Other wolves and werewolves you control get 1 attack, 1 defense. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell, you create a 2/2 wolf. So it works really well with instance. We got Rampage of the Clans, pop all artifacts and enchantments, and for each one you make 3/3 centaurs on each controller's side of the field. So if they have like 3 artifacts and enchantments, they get 3/3s. They get 3/3/3s. Crux of Fate, you can pop all dragons and pop all non-dragon creatures. Thought Distortion, you look at their hand, discard each non-creature spell from it, and then they exile all those cards that they discarded and all non-creature spells in their graveyard. Vorplex Monstrous Raider doubles the amount of counters we put on stuff, halves the amount of counters opponents put on stuff, and then Tyranno Rex is 8/8 with Trample, Haste, Ward 4, and Toxic 4.
Alright, this is some of our new transitions. Like I said, we're using Final Cut, so this is underwater, so it might be kind of hard to see, but I liked it a lot, so I'm keeping it. Anyways, we mulligan. Remember, in Historic or constructed formats, when you mulligan, you always go down 1 card. You don't get 1 free mulligan. You're up against Life Gain. You've seen this list like 18 billion times. If you've ever played Historic for longer than like 20 minutes, you've seen a Life Gain list at least once. Anyways, they play Soul Warden. Whenever creatures enter the battlefield, you gain 1 life from them. And it's on both sides of the board. They play another guy who's a 1/1. They gain life. It's Night of Dawn's Light, first strike. Whenever you gain life, you gain that much life plus 1. He's got first strike, and then he's got an activated ability. It's kind of like rehash of the cycle of nights from the first Dominaria. Let me know if you like these types of filters on the videos and stuff, or if they're just like, if it's cool for a little bit, if they're just kind of annoying. So I do like these over-the-top filters, but I think I might try and be a little bit more controlled about it. They have Angel Vitality out, which it becomes a 4/4 with flying when you have 25 or more life. Like it's like 5 more than the starting life total, which is 25. And you gain an additional life. Every time you gain life, you gain an additional 1. So like all those pings of life, they really start to add up. It's a common card, or an uncommon, I think. Actually, Angel Vitality, I think, is common. But yeah, now they're gaining 3 life per pip, or per tick, so. Go ahead and block the knight with the Murderous Rider, which he will eat that. Because he is bigger than that. So. The Haywire Might perishes, we gain 3 life. Go ahead and go blank, get rid of the rest of their hand. Can't see what they discarded, but this is a life game list, so you've seen this list like 80 billion times if you play the story. Then they play Righteous Valkyrie, which anthems their team for 2/2. And also, whenever you play Angels or Clerics, depending on how much toughness they have, you gain that much life. And once you hit 7 or more life from the starting life total, you get an anthem effect of each creature gets 2/2, and we call it there because we couldn't quite get there. So good game.
Alright, this is a second game. This is up against Jackie is awesome. They're playing a white. They played a white source, they go. We go ahead and lead with Haywire Might. Now, if you see a white source in a historic, it's usually either life gain or equipment. This is life gain because it's Hallowed Priest. Hallowed Priest is a Johnny's Pride Mate, except it's bad because it's a 1/1. You should just play a Johnny's Pride Mate. Unless, like, you literally just started the game and have no, like, wild cards whatsoever, you should never play Hallowed Priest. But the only good thing about Hallowed Priest is its creature type. It's a cat, or it's a human soldier, or a human cleric, I think. I think it's a cleric. Its creature type's definitely better than your Johnny's Pride Mate, don't get me wrong. But if you're gonna play any one of them, you should probably just up the wild cards for Voice of the Blast. Because Voice of the Blast is insane. It's definitely the best one out of all of them. We go blank here, which causes them to discard 2 and then exiles their graveyard. They pitch 2 lands and land in Victory's Envoy. Victory's Envoy reads at the beginning of your upkeep, you put a 1/1 counter on all your creatures. It's a decent little rare. I think. Well, I don't think it puts a 1/1 counter on itself. It's a decent little rare, but go ahead and just block here. So they're gonna start getting their Hallowed Priest big. Yeah, he's a human cleric, which, to be fair, Hallowed Priest does definitely have like a way better card type than the Johnny's Pride Mate. But he's also starts off as a 1/1 versus a 2/2, which does actually matter. Like that matters sometimes. But overall, he does have a way better card type. Because a lot of there's a lot of life gain stuff that cares about clerics too. So, like you have like Resplendent Valkyrie, cares about clerics. There's a Cleric of Life's Bond. He's an Orshova card, which is white and black. He cares about clerics. Because he's one of the only life gain dudes that like gain life, put a 1/1 counter on him, that does everything by himself. That's his advantage, is he can do everything by himself. You go ahead and Elite Spellbinder here, it's the white discard. What white discard is you cherry pick a card from their hand that isn't a land, and then it costs 2 more mana to cast. They pick Vorinclex here because a lot of these decks are 1/1 counters driven. So if we get Vorinclex down, they can't even put 1/1 counters on their creatures anymore. We should have swung there and taken the 1 life, but we opt to get rid of their Heliod. So we did play a bit suboptimally. Johnny's welcome. Whenever an creature enters the battlefield on their side of the board, they get a 1/1, or they gain 1 life. So we go ahead and animate the house. It's It's a 4/4, and it swings. It can exile cards from the graveyard. Regardless if it exiles a card or not, you create a food token. It's definitely out of a whole new cycle of manlands. Restless Cottage is definitely my favorite. Crystalline Giant, the card's nuts. I love that card. Because that card, it's very inevitable. Because the way Crystalline Giant works is like at the start of every turn, or at combat on your turn, you put a keyword counter on it. And the only keyword it can't get is indestructible. It gets everything from hexproof to first strike. It can't get double strike either. It gets first strike, death touch, trample, reach, flying, and it can give itself a 1/1 counter as well. But the way like Crystalline Giant works is you get it down early enough, it just snowballs out of control. Because it becomes like a 4/4 with like death touch, first strike, flying, vigilance. Like, you can't deal with that. That's way too many keywords. And it gets strong. But it's really, really slow. It's only really good in decks that, like, where you're breaking it open and, like, causing his effect to trigger more than once. Or you're playing Ozolith and holding all those 1/1 all those counters of various types, and then transferring them on. Or you play him with Tenacious Wolf Pup. Because Tenacious Wolf Pup gives him trample and vigilance in the form of a keyword counters. Excuse me, I keep saying 1/1. But Tenacious Wolf Pup gives him keyword counters. Tenacious Wolf Pup's the 1-mana green card. I think it's probably in my power 1 list. It's really strong. So you'll definitely see me play Crystalline Giant, though. I play him all the time in 1/1 counters list. Because if you actually play around him, he's really good. Honestly, he really is. They're about to go over the top here. Because they're going to get an Angel. They're going to gain a boatload of life back. Because Valkyrie Harbinger is basically like Resplendent Angel, except she's 6 mana and does everything by herself. It's just with the Resplendent Valkyrie, they just like, yeah, they're in really good shape now. Even if you get just like 1 Angel from it, it's good enough. Because Sarah's Angel is just a good card, honestly. It's old school. Like, Sarah's Angel is like the first original creature to like win a Pro Tour of Magic. It's actually like a playset of Sarah's Angel. It's like a mono white deck, and that was like the win condition of the deck was Sarah's Angel. Because I mean, they still hold up nowadays. Flying Vigilance 4/4. Not that you play Sarah's Angel, but when you get those Angel tokens, the Sarah's Angel tokens, the Flying Vigilance 4/4s, yeah, they're nothing to trifle with. That stuff's still good. We have to just hold back because we're just gonna lose our guys anyways. They slowly chip away at us. They don't attack. They should have attacked with their Angel. It does have Vigilance. That's why I like those Angel tokens, because they're really great at like asserting pressure. And then they got flying too, so they got a form of evasion. Get another go blank here. We have to make this list with a little bit of discard because we kept dealing with control lists, so we have to go for some discard. They're about to get a bunch of life. Luckily, they don't get enough to trigger any of their life gain stuff, like Resplendent or Righteous Valkyrie making Anthony on their team. Let's say go here. Go ahead and play Vorinclex Monstrous Raider, which stops them from gaining 1/1 counters at all. So we go ahead and swing them in because they are a dangerous life total. Luckily there for us, they don't block. So because once they hit that life total, we're in deep. So they can't. They attempt to put the counter on here, but Vorinclex puts 1 counter being put on, cuts it in half, and rounds it down, which is 0. So let's swing in with 2 of their guys. Take us down by 7. Say go. We take the pathway. Pathways are lands that you pick one color or the other. They're double colored lands, but you only pick one color or the other. So they only like tap for one type of color, and their super types aren't swamps or forests or anything like that. They're pretty good lands. Honestly, they always come into play untapped. That's what makes them good. It's just in the longer course of a game, you can kind of notice that like them not tapping for two colors of land, or like you got like a woodland cemetery that taps for green or black. So you'll notice that. Go ahead and keep hitting us. Hit us for 9 here. Gotta keep Vorinclex down. We're thinking about it. We animate our house because we got enough lands now that we don't have to care. We gotta start gaining life. Remember, he makes us food tokens, and food tokens are tap 2 and tap them and sacrifice it, you gain 3 life. It was attempting to exile from our graveyard. Not that it would matter, but we didn't. They go ahead and chump block here. Means that they throw something smaller than that underneath it for the fact that it will perish, but it is what it is. Type of block. They have to block our Vorinclex here, which we're alright with. We're alright trading the Angel and their Impassioned Orator. He's another life gain guy that, like, when a creature enters battlefield, gain 1 life. It's only for your side. He's a 2/2 though, which is pretty good. Like a lot of those types of cards, they don't block all that, or they don't like trade all that well. Like you got like one that's like a Tended Healer. They get 2 counters on their Righteous Valkyrie, which is pretty problematic. But we got another Vorinclex waiting in the wings, so. Got another house. So we have to animate the house. So she's a brick house. Send him. Gobble up their Impassioned Orator, exile it. Get a food token. Feeling fine. Deals 6 to him. Gain 2 life off our Murderous Rider. Opt to just sacrifice a food token now. Because why not? They go ahead and play Angel of Destiny right here. Angel of Destiny says like whenever you deal damage, you both gain that much life. Like your opponent still takes the damage, but then you gain life. So this is like where we start losing. That's why, like I said, life gain decks are pretty good. Thing is, too, is they're very absolute by themselves. Like, they just get a lot of good stuff, so we have to quit here, so GG. Well played.
Alright, this is up against Fabamba. Like, this list, the Golgari list we have right here, it's more engineered to deal with, like, Hammer Time, and it's more engineered to deal with, like, the Mass Enchantment list, because they'll be playing 9 lives. The way the 9 lives deck works is you play 9 lives in Solemn Entity, and Solemn Entity says that permanents can't gain counters or players. And 9 lives, the way that it works is if you would take damage, instead you put counters on it, and you can't put any counters on it, so you just can't take damage, you can't lose the game. But they got a new tech in Phyrexian Unlife, because Phyrexian Unlife is much similar to it. It says if you, like, get to 0 life, instead you don't lose the game, and then all damage becomes poison counters. So, that's why we're playing, like, Fade from History, because you need the enchantment and artifact-based board wipes, otherwise they'll play, it's like Shrouding Veil or something, Shrouding Grove. Sterling Grove is the name of the card, that's what it is. It gives all your enchantments and artifacts, Shroud. So you can't target them at all. Now, your opponent can't target them, but they don't need to anyways. And you need to play those types of board wipes. Otherwise you will lose automatically against those decks. Like, you can't do anything about it. So I think, like, some of the best cards against those decks is clearly a white list. That's why I think Life Gain's well positioned. Because then you can play Cleansing Nova and Farewell. And that's enough to deal with those lists anyways. We're gonna play Karn the Great Creator. He recently got banned in Pioneer. He's a big poo ball. The way he works is you can't tap artifacts, like activated abilities and artifacts, we can't use them at all. So, but they can. The thing about Karn is too, is -2 grabs from the sideboard. Now, a sideboard is typically, it's 7 cards in best of 1, but 15 in best of 3. It used to be 15 in best of 1, but they kept making cards that tutor for the sideboard, and you could grab cards from the sideboard, and it was just, those decks were way too versatile. Because you could put, like, just a bunch of, like, random hate pieces into your sideboard. Like, for instance, you play Karn, right, and you, like, I don't know, up against some sort of deck that loses to some sort of thing, like, I don't know. Let's say there's, like, an artifact that's, like, you can't cast instants or sorceries, right? But your deck is nothing but instants and sorceries. Now, what do you do about that? Nothing. You just lose the game. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just the way that it is. You know, Tupac. We go ahead and hit him with Go Blank here, causing them to discard 2 and exiling their graveyard. So, Worldspine Worm attempts to trigger because it's whenever Worldspine Worm hits the graveyard, it gets sent back to the deck. But we go ahead and exile it here in the instance of Go Blank because it happens all in one instance. And it can't do anything, so we hold back with Vorinclex here. Because like I said, that's why Karn got banned, though. He got banned in Pioneer. They play another Kiora. She reads whenever you cast a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card. And she can untap permanents. She's from War of the Spark. War of the Spark had a boatload of Planeswalkers. Like, even that, they're grabbing, like, Cityscape Leveler. He's an 8/8 that can pop permanents that aren't lands. And, yeah, he's just a good win condition that you can grab by Karn, so. But yeah. So we go ahead and play a Murderous Rider here. You'll see in this video, we, like, take a lot of losses. But like I said, this deck is only good against all the stuff that we didn't end up playing against, which is such as it is when you play Constructed. Like, every time I play Constructed, we go ahead and quit here because they already got us. So, good game.
Yeah, we take a lot of losses, though. It's alright, though. Like I said, this deck is good against all the stuff we just have to not play against. Because Hammer Time, I was really worried about that. Because Hammer Time, if you get the right hand, you will literally lose by turn 3. They will be hitting you for about 11 to 12 damage with probably like 11 or 12 usually. Because it's Colossus Hammer. It's like one of the new cards. It's like a Kemper. Pick it up. Hammer Time. It's actually good. Hammer Time cheap deck too. But you play it and then turn artifact into your card. Yeah, you turn artifact into an artifact. We actually but because they liquid metal because it's an artifact. But anyways, Hammer Time is there's a new cat card and it takes an artifact out of equipment out of the hand and it perpetually makes equipment cost money because that's how they balance the line. It's a 1 mana card and it gives 10 the creature loses flying, but its equipment cost 8. So, but you just make it 1, or you use like there's another one like Cigar. That's rare. So we want to commit to the deck. But Cigar has equipment for free, or unless you do equipment for free. Excuse me. They got liquid metal. Again, they're trying to cheese land destruction on liquid metal. Because Historic is definitely like honestly, if you ever the modern format, we definitely got like half the deck for the format. We got Death Shadow, we have Hammer Time, we're playing land destruction. It doesn't matter if we got Nightpack and Destroyer down there. The thing is, land destruction is it's not that far.
Like when land destruction is good, it's really, really good. But then there's times where like once you get a value piece, that's why we're playing Ambusher, because he loses both of them. So as long as this card can just hang out, like you see him summon flashes with the deck call because he has a flash. And a lot of creatures have flash because they can play it at speed. As long as you can keep Nightpack Ambusher out, and he can kind of go hurting when contested, he will win the fight because he just screws up a bit. But yeah, they're playing like Nightpack strong. It's strong against decks that really like mana. You don't need sword half the time anyways because a lot of decks pretty damn quick. So a lot of big mana have to be really over the top. And landing source is good too against like people who just do it right away. And there's a game.
Alright, there's the vlog. Buster would appreciate that you click the buttons. I'd appreciate it too. Have a wonderful day and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.